Brady A.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Great. Oh, I was about to say the Great H podcast. I'm all.
Same
We got so many shows, man. I'm all over the place. But welcome back to another episode of the PICK6 podcast. It's your host Musa. I'm here with my guy Ty and Mike. Man, how y'all doing today?
Doing good.
Or this evening, I should say.
Doing good.
That's what's up, man. We got Super Bowl Sunday. We here. We finally made it. We got a jam-packed show today. We're gonna talk about Super Bowl, obviously, give our finals predictions, the Hall of Fame, which is going to be announced tonight. We're also going to have you guys a Super Bowl tier list. We're going to give you guys our ranking of the best Super Bowls from 41 up until this point. So before we get into it, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts on what you think has been the best Super Bowl in the most recent time frame. And let's get right into it. Mike, man, we're going to start with the Hall of Fame list first. You just sent me the list.
I put in our group chat.
The finalist has been announced. It's going to be announced today. Just to remind everyone, the list that we have is Luke Kuechly, Antonio Gates. We have Reggie Wayne, Torrey Holt, Steve Smith, Jahari Evans, Terrell Suggs, Adam Vinatieri, Eli Manning, Marshall Yonda, Jared Allen, Darren Woodson, Eric Allen, Willie Anderson, and Fred Taylor. So that's the list right there. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on who you think is going to make the cut and whether or not you think some of these guys are deserving to be first ballot.
First off, I know I've heard some rumblings that I just said it before we went on here that Eli Manning is struggling to get votes to get on. First off, I don't think he should be a first ballot without a doubt. In the Hall of Fame, too, I don't really think he should be there. I know he said previously that I said he should be top 5, like if they're quarterbacks right now. And when I say he could touch 5, I definitely think he could still. But there's only
look at you backtracking now.
I'm not backtracking. I said he could easily be in 5 because the things we got to think about here with the Hall of Fame. What is there? Only 3? There's 300 some odd guys. I don't know the exact number that's in the Hall of Fame, so it's a very select class. So just because you're a top 5 quarterback in what could be the era now does not mean you're a Hall of Famer without a doubt. But some names that catch my eye off of that, I think Adam Vinatieri, definitely. That should be a first ballot Hall of Famer without a doubt. I don't know. I don't think he's up for the first ballot. I think this might be his second year. I don't remember that offhand. Another guy I've heard, I don't really know much about him personally. See, he was a guard, but Marshall Yonda, I think they said is a guy who should get in first.
Let me talk about him.
Yeah, that's what I said. I don't know much about him, but I've heard from a lot of people he should definitely get in. Darren Woodson, without a doubt.
I'm going to pull up the list also while you're talking. I'm just waiting for this to send to myself. But go ahead.
Fred Taylor, I wouldn't be mad if he didn't get in this year. If he went in next year, I think that would be appropriate. And Terrell Suggs, definitely a guy I think should definitely get in this year. But other than that, I think guys like Luke Kuechly, seeing he had such a short career, I don't think he's really a Hall of Famer. Reggie Wayne, I think that's a guy you could definitely put in these upcoming years, if not this year. And same with Antonio Gates. Steve Smith's a borderline guy for me too. I think I wouldn't be mad at him getting in, but I'm not. If he doesn't get it, it's not like I'm not going to say how did he not get in.
Tom, I'm gonna let you go ahead before I run off some questions.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it short. Honestly, all I care about is Torrey Holt going to the Hall of Fame. Because to be honest, growing up, that's him and Larry Fitzgerald were the 2 wide receivers. I always watch their games and watch how they play, and that's why I love.
Ty trying to be with this Ram love, I see.
The wide receiver, but the stats are there. I think if you put Steve Smith in, I don't see how Torrey doesn't get in. But I can understand there's 3 wide receivers with Reggie Wayne, Torrey Holt, Steve Smith. That is just like, I don't think all 3 will get in. But, we'll see. But I do think Antonio Gates automatically. Luke Kuechly, honestly, Mike, I understand short career, but it's kind of ahead of his time.
I was about to say you can vouch for Keithley before I have to because he's a shooting for first ballot.
Honestly, ahead of his time. Terrell Suggs, in my opinion, is a Hall of Famer. Adam Vinatieri is a Hall of Famer. And honestly, if you're gonna throw Luke Kuechly in there, you might as well throw Jared Allen in there.
Yeah, Jared Allen's guy I put in too.
But that's pretty much it for me.
All right, I'm gonna pull up some of these stats in a moment, but I gotta ask first and foremost. Back to the Luke Kuechly talks, Mike. Is it so? You're saying he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer, or you just saying he's not Hall of Famer due to his short career?
I say Hall of Fame in general because it's how long did he play? Probably 6-7 years, if I remember correctly. I don't know exactly, but offhand, I think it can't be more than 8. Right?
Played 8 seasons.
8 seasons, yeah.
8 seasons over. He has over. I want to make sure I get this correct. So I want to do his combined. He has over 690. He has 690 solo tackles, 402 assists, 75 tackles for a loss, 12 and a half total sacks at linebacker. He led the league in tackles a couple years. All Pro, DPOY. So, I mean, his career is not as long as some of the other ones we might talk about. But considering what he was able to do in that short span, he think about this. Out of the 8 years he played, 5 of them was all pro seasons. He was a DPOY in one of those years, which also was one of the years where he helped lead that team to the Super Bowl with Cam Newton on the offense. He's a rookie DPOY, 7-time Pro Bowl, so he only missed the Pro Bowl 1 year out of the 8 years. And back then, for those who might be new to football, Pro Bowl back, which we're going to talk about the Pro Bowl later on in the show. The Pro Bowl back then actually mattered. You was actually playing games. This wasn't flag football. You was voting in the best players in the league. He's an all 2010s decade player. I just don't see how he doesn't make it in as a first ballot, in my opinion. So that's him. I'm trying to think because how many can get in at a time? Is it 6 or 7?
I don't know offhand. I'm not too familiar with the
I'm gonna double check the list in the moment. But looking at this list right now, the ones I guarantee to be a Hall of Famer, and I always say if you got to second guess it, they're probably not first ballot. So what I would say, Keithley, Gates, Vinatieri, Marshall Yonda, Darren Woodson are probably my 5 lock first ballot on this list, at least. I believe only because 7 get in. So, and I'm going to fact check that in a moment. But those will be my 5 shoo-ins. And then if it's only 7 total spots, my last 2 spots, I'm maybe looking at Jared Allen. I agree with as far as the Torrey Holt conversation. My problem is I only can get one of those receivers in. So I'm trying to think who had the better career. And that's why I'm going to pose you guys the question. If you had to choose between one of the wide receivers on this list to get in, who would you think is a better fit to get in right now? And who had the better career between Reggie Wayne and Torrey Holt?
I'm going Reggie Wayne, but I think out of those 3 receivers, that's the only one I definitely put in.
Ty, I assume you stick with Torrey.
Yeah.
I mean, just look.
I'm going to pull up the stats for you guys.
Just look at who Reggie Wayne was playing with, man. That's all I'm going to say.
You could say, too, that took numbers away from him with Marvin Harrison on the other side of the two. Like, he's not like he's Peyton's only option.
So they're both Super Bowl champions. Torrey Holt, 7-time Pro Bowler, 1-time All-Pro, 2000s All-Decade Team. Career, 920 receptions for 13,382 yards, 74 touchdowns. His best season I would say is his. Let me make sure I get this correct. was his 2003 season with the back then they weren't the LA Rams, they were the St. Louis Rams. He averaged 106 yards per game. He had over 1,600. Almost, he was 4 away from 1,700 total yards receiving, 117 catches, 12 TDs. That was his best season. So that's some of his stats right there. His second year in the league, he put up 1,635 with 82 receptions and 6 touchdowns. So Torrey Holt was a beast, man. Him and Isaac Bruce. If people know who Isaac Bruce is, do your homework on him, man. But I'll pull up Reggie Wayne just to kind of give everyone a balanced idea. Reggie Wayne, 6-time Pro Bowler, 1-time All-Pro, Super Bowl champ as well. His best season was the 2007 season when he put up 1,500 yards with 10 touchdowns. And to Mike's point, he was playing with another All-Pro receiver, Marvin Harrison. So that could take away from his stats. He was an All-Pro three times. 2 second team, 1 all first team. So, I mean, you're splitting hairs with this. But someone that I feel like Mike is dismissing, I got to bring him up, is Steve Smith, Smitty. Like, let's not poo-poo on Steve Smith. Steve Smith was one of those ones. Comeback player of the year, 5-time Pro Bowler, 2-time All-Pro, career over 14,000 receiving yards. His best season was an 05 season with the Panthers, 1,500 yards plus, 103 catches, 12 touchdowns. And we all know the quarterbacks he had. He didn't have a Kurt Warner or a Peyton Manning throwing him the ball. He was still putting up some good numbers. He had some down seasons though. I'm not gonna say he hasn't. But I just want to show him some love and respect too. He's more than honorable to be on this list. But with that being said, I'll probably give it the edge to Torrey Holt myself. Just because, I can't do that. I'll probably go Reggie Wayne because he was able to do similar statistics, being the number 2 most of the time. Not saying he couldn't do what Torrey Holt did if he was a 1. They both had great offenses for sure. We definitely could argue the Holt had the better offense at one point when you look at peak for peak with the greatest show on turf. But I'll probably lean the edge Reggie Wayne for sure. But one person I do want to touch back on that Mike mentions Eli Manning. Mike, for those who don't know, Mike know how to smooth talk his way out of situation. Because a few episodes ago, man, we talked about our generation of quarterbacks, and Mike mentioned that Eli will be a top 5 quarterback in this league today. I said, hell no, that's not no. I think the original comment was top 3, I think, but then we end up getting to top 5. But nonetheless, I want to go back on to that, and I'm gonna stop sharing my screen, and we have a regular conversation about this. I want to talk about this, and Ty, I'm gonna let you go first. Do you think Eli Manning will be a top 5 quarterback in today's game? And going back to the Hall of Fame conversation, should he get voted in as a first ballot Hall of Famer?
So I'm gonna answer the easy question. He's not a first ballot Hall of Famer. I have a feeling he'll eventually get in, but it's gonna take him a while because it's pretty much the NFL letting you know that Super Bowls aren't everything. It's what people look forward to. That's their goal, but beating Tom Brady twice and having a decent career doesn't make you automatically a Hall of Famer. Now, would he be a top 5 quarterback today? I don't think so, because I think we already have pretty much the top 5 in our mind. Where you're Mahomes, Burrow, Lamar, Allen, then you can debate on the 5th. I still think Matthew Stafford has always been better than Eli Manning. So as long as Matthew Stafford's in the league,
I agree.
Eli can't be top 5.
He's not the only one, but I agree.
Now, would Eli be a bottom barrel QB in today's league? I don't think so. Because I do think how the game is for quarterbacks, I think Eli probably would have had a better career now than he would have back then.
Well, I'll ask you guys this too. What do you think? Do you think Eli Manning's comparable to Dak Prescott?
Oh, Mike, I'm so glad we read each other's mind. Because that was what I was going to say. I don't even think he's better than Dak, if I'm being honest. But
well, Eli wins things.
Yeah, I think he's way more clutch in the postseason.
Hey, we're not going to talk about postseason and the Cowboys in the same sentence.
I think they're going to win the East next year if they fill those defensive line problems.
The Cowboys winning something?
Yeah.
All right.
They won the East.
No,
they won it last year.
I'm not mad at it because it's the NFC East, and that was the reason why I picked my Commanders this year because they haven't had back-to-back winners in quite some time. But that's the only thing I would give you guys is the winning part between Eli and Dak. However, to provide context, one played for the Giants at a time where they actually was relevant for most part, and one plays for the Cowboys where they're inept to winning and hasn't won since I was probably in diapers. So, I mean, I honestly think if Dak was on the Giants those years, he would have done the same thing, if not better. And better as in record-wise and not lead the league in picks. So
I don't know, man.
I don't think Dak leads the league in picks like Eli did multiple times. If I'm being honest, I ain't trying to be.
But Dak has done it.
I don't think he would do that. He has done it in Dallas for sure. That one season, but I don't think.
I mean, think about this. All right, Victor Cruz or CD Lamb? Who are you taking?
I'll take CD.
CD.
Okay, so Eli never had the talent. He was scraping. The defense was good.
Okay.
Defense was good.
Okay. Listen, wasn't Jeremy Shockey on that team too?
Yes, he definitely was.
Okay. It's not like he didn't have anybody. He didn't have a CD Lamb, so I will agree with you on that. But he had a collective team that was really good on that.
No, I'm not saying he had a bum team. I'm just saying, given their best weapons, when you look at it, who would you take?
I'll take CD Lamb, and then after that, that's it.
Exactly.
Everyone else best years. Then I would take account for Zeke. Zeke's best years too. So yeah, but outside of Zeke and ECD, everyone else offensively, I'll probably go Giants. Jeremy Shockey, Victor Cruz, Plexico Burris, I believe was on one.
Plexico was a beast.
Brandon Jacobs was solid. I'm forgetting the other one. They had a 2 running back tandem. I can't remember the other running back's name. That was with Brandon Jacobs, but he was good. And then that's pretty much it. Now also I'm taking Dallas's O-line. So yeah. With that argument time, I can agree with you on that. Sure.
Don't forget about Amari Cooper too, because he was good in Dallas.
Are we going best year or just best year?
I'm just saying in general. When he was in Dallas, he did good, I thought.
Yeah, for sure. Peso with the comment. Eli had picks. Yeah, he did. He definitely did. Shout out to the comment, Peso. I'll probably to reel it back into the main conversation. Is Eli a first ballot Hall of Famer? In my personal opinion, no. But we all know how this stuff works. I think he gets in as a first ballot Hall of Famer. I don't agree with it. We all don't agree with it. But that him beating Brady is probably going to weigh in over everything else. Because I honestly, another thing that we didn't talk about, the other guards and tackles on that list, like Jahari Evans, if I'm pronouncing his name right, Allen, those was a beast.
Yeah, Jared Allen.
Not Jared Allen. The other offense. There was another tackle on it that was named.
Yonder?
No. He played. Yonder played for the Ravens. There was another one on the Bengals. But some of these offensive linemen, if we're really gonna be honest, this is why I was bigging up, and I didn't get to fully do it, but I was trying to big up Marshall Yonder. I don't see them putting more than one tackle or offensive lineman on this first ballot list, and that's criminal to me because I think offensive linemen deserve more love and recognition. Because without them, these quarterbacks won't be able to put up the numbers they do because they don't have time in the pocket to throw. Same thing with the running backs being able to block and let the running backs do what they do. It's peanut butter and jelly. It all goes together. So I feel like the offensive linemen do need more recognition. And I agree with the Bills offensive lineman, Deion Dawkins. I believe there should be an offensive lineman award. You have it in college. Why not have it for the NFL? You have all the statistics to prove why this person should be better than the other. So it's a no-brainer why not have that award. But the people I was talking about was Willie Anderson. I'm sorry. Willie Anderson, the tackle from the Bengals. Jahari Evans, the guard from the Saints. I don't see them both getting in if Marshall Yonder. I think Marshall Yonder is a guaranteed first ballot. If Marshall Yonder doesn't get in first ballot, that's a crime. People don't understand how good that man was because the offense was never that good. They were not bad, but they weren't known to be an offensive team. So he kind of gets swept under the rug as one of the best guards in the NFL at his time when he played. Because especially when you had Ray Lewis, Suggs, and Ed Reed on the back end on the defense, you're not going to relook at the offense. So, but go back. All my offensive linemen fans, go look back if you don't know already. Go look at his stats. Marshall Yonder was one of those ones. If you everyone has a video game, if you played Madden, he was one of the top ranked players almost every year in his prime, by far. So, just showing love to Marshall Yonder. He deserves to be in the Hall of Fame as a first ballot. Peso said, "Hell no." To Eli being a first ballot. I'm telling you, man, don't be surprised when he gets in first ballot, and it's going to be mostly due to him beating Brady in the Super Bowls. Like, that's going to be what it is. It's unfortunate, but Brady being considered the GOAT with 15 in Kansas City might have some argument for that. That's going to hold weight. So, like, imagine if Hurts beats Mahomes in them twice, and Mahomes goes on to win 5 to 7 Super Bowls. People are going to probably mess around and put Hurts in the first ballot conversations. Even though his stats might not be comparable to Eli, or might be a little slightly better, he's definitely going to be in those conversations. So, Ty, what you was going to say something?
Nah, they might put Joe Burrow in a ballot Hall of Famer for someone going to the Super Bowl in the Mahomes era.
Yeah, no. That's my take on Eli as a Hall of Famer wise. Is he top 5 this current generation? No. He's top 10 for sure. I'm not putting him top 5. We can agree he's not better than Patrick. He's not better than Josh. He ain't better than Joe.
I was going to say, though, hold on. Because I think it was Chris Canty brought up an interesting point. He doesn't think Joe Burrow is an elite quarterback. And the more I listen to him, I'm like, he might have a point here. I'm not going that far yet, but I sort of think what he's saying. So, we look at Joe Burrow.
I'm putting you on a solo for this one.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying I agree with him, but I think he might be on to something here. Let's see what he does in the future, because right now, I understand he put up good stats this year, but he's living off beating Patrick Mahomes one year in the conference championship game. I know he got injured, not this year, but the year before, but they haven't been to the playoffs in 2 years. All the other elite quarterbacks were up there this year.
Okay, let's you know what, Ty? I'm gonna let you go. I'll let you go. This is that bull I be talking about.
I mean, he kind of got a point.
Oh Lord, here we
go. Think about it.
I didn't think about
what
it.
What is it to think about? Okay, those people living off the Mahomes win are crazy. Someone like myself and others who think like myself, I would like to think, aren't just basing this off of Super Bowl appearance, beating Mahomes to get to the Super Bowl appearance. It's what he's been able to do since he's been healthy and a starter in the league. His numbers speak for itself. This season in particular, I get it because the quarterback gets all the credit, so you're going to get all the blame when they lose. But we've been up here all season, for the most part, talking about how atrocious that defense was every single week, costing them wins, where Burrow is putting up great elite numbers almost every game. Him and Jamar T, him and Chase Brown. He's consistently putting up 350 burgers every single week, putting up over 30 points at most of these games, and the defense can't stop a parked car. I'm sorry. It's like to say he's not elite is disrespectful, in my opinion. And then even look at the stats. Look how his play on the field. His ability to read the field, make quick reads, him able to make adjustments. His deep ball, his touch in the middle, in the intermediate passing game, his short passing game. He's pretty mobile still, despite the injuries. He ain't Lamar, Josh, but he could turn the Jets on if he needs to get the first downs. All these things in his arm strength, his cerebral. I just think he is an elite quarterback in my eyes. Now, if you want him to say he's not above Lamar or Josh due to the playoff success and not being there, I'm cool with that. But to say, like Chris Canty said, to say he's not elite is just asinine, asinine, whatever words you want to use. If you want to go in the dictionary, look at words, go ahead. I just don't agree with that at all. But back to the main point, he's still better than Eli in this era. So that's 4. And then I can name probably 3, maybe 4 quarterbacks. I'll probably have him over Eli in this current generation of quarterbacks. So we had the main 4: Josh, Joe, Lamar, Pat. CJ Stroud, I think is better. I already told you guys Dak Prescott. I can argue Dak Prescott. Matthew Stafford's another one. I agree with Tyler Matthew. And Jaden Daniels, that's 4 right there. I can argue that's over him. So he would probably be at 9 if I was to be nasty. If I wanted to try to name maybe 2 more quarterbacks, let's see. I really want to say this man's name. I'm gonna say his name, but I'm not gonna put him over Eli just because he's been hurting me with this brat for like picks. If he clean up these damn picks and stay healthy, I will strongly suggest taking Jordan Love over him. Strongly suggest. But I'm not gonna go that far. I'm gonna hold off on that. But so I will definitely consider Jordan Love. Another quarterback I would look at Aaron Rodgers.
For a career, sure. But
I couldn't keep a straight face. Hell no. Not during this time. No. Aaron Rodgers definitely not be over him. But nah. They'll probably be my 9. Jordan Love, CJ Stroud, Jaden Daniels, Dak, Lamar, Josh, Mahomes, Joe Burrow. Those will probably be my guys. Oh, I might even take Jalen Hurts. I might. That's a big might. Because if Jalen over Eli is mostly because of the mobility, because it ain't because of the arm. I'm not gonna be stupid here. Like, he don't throw the ball better than Eli. Eli throw picks, but Eli got a beautiful throw. Like, he can throw a beautiful deep ball. So I'm not gonna sit here and act like Jalen Hurts is clearly better than him, because I don't think he is. I will still take Eli, but I can make an argument if I was needed to.
I'll take Jalen Hurts over Stroud and Daniels, just because I've seen more of a body of work out of him than I have from those 2 guys, but that could easily change.
Okay, because I was gonna say I don't know. What makes you said it's the body of work? Okay, so skill set wise, would you still consider Jalen over CJ and Daniels?
Well, I think he's a better runner than both of them, without a doubt. It's the passing where you get there. But I know everyone's going to give Saquon the credit this year, but he just got there 2 years ago, and he made it into the playoffs his first year as a rookie. They lose to Tom Brady in Tampa, I believe. And, so he's a proven winner. I know he's had a good team around him all the time, but just a slight longer body of work for him compared to guys like Stroud and Daniels. So I think they could easily go over him. But as of today, I gave Hurts a slight nod over them.
I'll probably still have Daniels over Hurts. I think if the Commanders are a lot more mature and didn't have all those nonsense turnovers, I don't count that last pick by Daniels because the game was already over by then. They probably would have ended up having a better chance to beat the Eagles, if not upset the Eagles. But he didn't do it, so I'm not mad at that take, Mike.
His receivers in a lot of bad spots, I thought, personally. That's just my opinion, though.
Moving right along, too, we can touch base real quick on the championship games. Obviously, we had the blowout with Philly in Washington. Saquon is doing Saquon-like things. This is probably Jalen Hurts, in my opinion, second best game I've ever seen him play in the NFL outside the Super Bowl 2 years ago. But I look at you guys' thoughts on that game. I think the Commanders just finally laid an egg, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I was going to say I'll go. It's a tough situation for the Commanders. What was that? I believe their fourth straight road game in a row, which historically is a terrible situation to be in. But couldn't stop the run game. As I said just in the last segment, I think Daniels put a lot. They weren't even incompletions at some points, but he put his receivers in a lot of bad situations. Like I know the Eckler fumble where he put it out there, and Eckler had to go to the ground. There was a lot of balls that were underthrown, and some where they couldn't pick up the proper yak that they could have if they were put in the right place. But in the end, I don't think it really mattered. Look at what the defense couldn't stop anything. But one thing to watch for next year. And we noticed this a little bit earlier in the year. I know we didn't say it on the show, but people have watched to see if Jane Daniels can play in cold weather too. Because you look at the other two playoff games they had a dome and down in Tampa, and he played college in Arizona and LSU, both warm weather climates. So I'm not saying he can't, but just something to keep an eye on going forward to see if it does affect him.
Got you. Ty, any thoughts on that conference championship game between the Commanders and Eagles? All right, we'll come back to Ty.
I lost him.
I agree with everything you said, Mike. I just think I guess I could say the lights just got too bright for the Commanders at this time. As a team, the things that I had my biggest worries about coming into the season came to fruition with this team. The defense was always my worry. I love that Bobby Wagner was signed with them because he has history with Dan Quinn being at Seattle. So I knew he'll help kind of bring that locker room presence and help kind of hold the fort together a little bit. But the back end they're young and they just need more reps, so to speak. As far as the offense goes, the offense struggled, but it wasn't because the defense. I'm gonna give Philly some credit for their defense, but a lot of times, like you said, it was just ball placement, not putting the ball in the right spots for the yak and things like that. And then even when they was getting rhythms and starting to move the ball down the field, there was a lot of turnovers, like bonehead turnovers, like fumbling, trying to do too much. So I feel like overall they just beat themselves that game. And I figured Philly would have something to prove considering how they lost to Washington at the end of the season in the fashion that they lost. So I expect the Philly to come out strong. But man, Philly is a buzzsaw right now. Like Saquon, like I've been saying it in the private chat, and I said it probably once last week. Saquon's on a Terrell Davis like run right now in the postseason. He has been balling, and I think he's on a mission, and he's going to try to finish the job this Sunday. I would love to see him do it, but I'm on the side of history. I clearly want a three-peat because we haven't had it in NFL history. So, but if he was able to stop the three-peat, I ain't gonna be mad at it. Jalen Hurts is looking good. The passing game is what's gonna help them because we know Philly's gonna have that run game, and it showed against Washington. When Philly's passing the ball the way they were, along with the run, they're unbeatable. Like it's nothing you can really do. So all in all, I think they played a total complete game. The defense was hitting on all cylinders as well as the offense. So if they could bring that into Sunday's game, they have a great chance of coming out as the champs. We can talk about the controversial AFC Championship game with the Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills. Mike, I'll let you go and share your thoughts on that game.
Yeah, as you said, controversial. I don't see what the controversy is. It's a call. It's a call that's it's a bang bang call. It's not like a blown call. You got to keep in mind too, when we're looking at the camera angle, it's above the field. And I'm talking about on the fourth down play, obviously. The officials, they're on the sides and back to back. They're at eye level. They can't see that stuff. And when you can't see the ball and the pilot do I think he gained the line to gain? I do. But seeing the call on the field, saying he was short, I think you got to stick with it. I think they made the right call. And the thing with the Worthy catch, too, that's another bang call. It's not like it's totally blown call like what happened with the Saints in the NFC Championship game years ago, where that's just different. Like, difference between a blown call and a bang call. But other than that, I think it was a great game that we got, and it went pretty. I think it went the way I thought it was. It'd be one score game at the end with the Chiefs winning, but I think we'll probably see that again coming up this Sunday. But Bills, let's see what they can do next year, because they did a lot with not much this year. So maybe next year they can get some more on.
And Micah Hyde just retired too.
Yeah.
After the whole season. Shout out to Micah Hyde. Had a great NFL career. Wish him nothing but the best. Ty's back. So Ty, we're just talking about the AFC Championship game now. But if you wanted to share some quick thoughts on the NFC Championship game, you can as well.
Nah, Austin Eckler blew it. So I stopped caring after that. But to Mike's point, honestly, I thought Josh Allen was short.
I did too.
I thought he was short, and I said it in our private chat that he tucked the ball to his chest. All he had to do was move the ball slightly. He didn't have to full extend his arm or anything. He just had to move the ball, because we saw his upper body not move once he got stopped. So, but I agree with Mike. This is how Kansas City's gonna win their games. It's gonna be a close score game. They're gonna get you. They're just gonna make you beat yourself, honestly. So that's what I think what happened to Buffalo. Buffalo had a chance. They already went for it on fourth, and he dived. He dived to get that first down. So you got to put the game away there. I think you take the field goal, even though it's Patrick Mahomes, but I get it.
Yeah, Ty, I agree. I think he was short initially too, and if he just extends the ball, he probably gets the first down easily. A lot of things that people are not mentioning, which we talked about on our private chat, they want to go to that one play, sure. Whether it was wrong or right, I'm not going to disagree with you. They still had 3 timeouts and 3.5 minutes left in the game, and they didn't get anything out of that at all. Like, I get you guys trying to find excuses and like, oh, the Chiefs are cheating. The Chiefs are the new Patriots. Chiefs are the new Warriors. LeBron, whoever you want to compare him to, that's fine. If you don't like it, beat them. It's simple as that. Because I know one team, and I might be the only one on this fence, and I'll die on the hill. If one team didn't beat themselves in the divisional round, they would have went to Kansas City and they would have beaten Kansas City. I can, in my heart of hearts, I guarantee and feel like if the Ravens didn't blow that game against Buffalo, they would have won in Kansas City and beat Kansas City. They would have beaten them. Because the one thing that I feel like Baltimore would have done that Buffalo stopped doing is run the ball. And that's why I said we're going to talk about predictions later, and I'm going to bring this up in the predictions. James Cook was having his way with that rush defense. That whole 3:30 left in that fourth quarter, they stopped running the ball. They stopped giving him the ball. I don't remember times if he was even on the field. Give him the damn ball. Run. That's one of the reasons why I think Kansas City can get got this year is because they're not as stout on the run game at defense as they used to be. Now, with Steve Spagnuolo and the pieces that they do have, they can get the stops when they need to, as they've shown in throughout the season. But I feel like Buffalo just got away from themselves when the bright lights came, and for whatever reason, they came up short. But I love how people love to spin this narrative because Lamar lost and he was all smiles. Well, he's such a great person. That's a great way you said it. That's true. But what's he supposed to be moping and being upset like Josh was when they lost against Kansas City? And I wouldn't have been mad if he did that. But I just know the narrative, the media likes to spin because Lamar was the way Josh was against Kansas City. They would have been like, oh, so a loser, this and that. Man, you work your ass off. Excuse my language. But you work hard all season and regular season to get to this point. You keep coming up short and losing to the same team. I'll be down to. Because, like, yo, at some point, what I got to do? I think Josh played Pat 4 times in the playoffs and lost every game. Like, and it's been down to the wire games. Like, I'll be feeling the same way. Everyone's not going to be able to smile at the end of the game. So I'm saying that just to clear up the media because I know the media has a funny way of trying to spin narratives, and I hate that. But all in all, man, the Bills played a great game. I think the defense was pretty solid for the most part. I think what hurt Buffalo mostly was the second half adjustment. They didn't make adjustments. The Chiefs did, and it showed. When we get to the predictions for the Super Bowl, I'm gonna obviously pick the team I want, but I'm also gonna be objective and understand what can come out of this game with Philly going against Kansas City. So that's my take on that. The Pro Bowl. We're not gonna spend much time on this. No one here watched the Pro Bowl. Flag football. It's useless. It's so disrespectful. I just want to hear you guys' thoughts on the Pro Bowl as far as what they can do better. Can they change to make it more respectable? I think it lost all respect and credibility at this.
Before we get started, we talk about the Pro Bowl week in general with all the events, or just the flag football game?
The game.
Okay.
All the other festivities, I don't mind because they was doing that back in the day. They had the bench press.
That's true.
Quarterback throwing also. So that stuff don't bother me. It's the actual game itself. Like, what can they like? This is people don't talk about it because people don't watch it as much as the basketball because you see their faces and stuff. But this is worse than the NBA All-Star game by far.
I agree.
This is way worse. Like, so it was one thing you guys can change about the game itself, outside of it obviously not being flagged. What would you do so it could be more competitive like we used to have it when we was growing up watching it?
I'd honestly debate canceling it at this point. Like, what are you going to do where you risk it's game football? What are you going to do to make guys not get injured and have them put pads on? Like, and if you get that, you're just going to have them taking it unseriously. Like the NBA All-Star game, we see damn near 400 points. You're just going to see a ton of scoring on the NFL one. But I don't know. Personally, maybe you give them an incentive for money to go. Maybe it helps them towards the Walter Payton Man of the Year for some of those guys that are in the running for that, to give them that incentive possibly. But I don't know, really. I think it's almost a lost cause at this point.
Ty? His silence says enough. We're going to move right along. We're going to get into the Super Bowl tier list. This list is starting from Super Bowl 41 up until the last Super Bowl. So we're going to give you guys a tier list on where we rank these Super Bowls as the best to the worst. So without further ado, man, I'm going to share my screen. We're going to try to get through this as quickly as possible. Here's the tier list right here. So as you guys see, we got all the Super Bowls from Super Bowl 41 up until this point. The categories are elite, good, boring, mid, and trash. Just so there's no confusions, we can have a game that's mid where it's not boring to watch, but it just wasn't entertaining and meet expectations, to where a game was just like 13-10, but it was boring to watch despite it being a close game. And then you had games that was just trashed, like all in all, like just a bad watch. So those are the categories. Explain the categories. We're gonna start off. Mike, I'll start off with you with the first Super Bowl, which is Super Bowl 41, I believe that is, which is the Giants and Patriots round 1. What would you rank the Super Bowl?
So it's 42 all the way to the far left, right? The first
Yeah,
one on
to the left. I'm sorry, 42.
Okay.
Yep, to the left.
Okay, just making sure. Elite, without a doubt.
Yes, I agree. The David Tyree catch. One win away from immortality. It's unfortunate, man. I think if Brady got that, there's really no debate for him not being the GOAT for most people, but definitely was a great Super Bowl. Ty, are you back? If not, I can go next.
Yeah. No, I'm good.
You have Super Bowl, is that 51?
Yep.
The 23-8 comeback. 28-3 comeback.
That's elite.
Is that ahead of the Giants or behind it?
I don't know. That's hard because one was a 17-0 season, and the other one was a 25-point comeback. So I don't know. The underdogs are always a good story, so I'll say it's behind that Giants Patriots.
I'm a bit biased, but I definitely would have picked.
Well, yeah, you're gonna pick the one the Patriots won.
Oh, it's not even about. Oh, well, that helps it, but it's more so like for me watching it was more entertaining and suspenseful. I will go with the Falcons. But obviously, if you're a football guy, you probably pick the Giants because the Falcons were just blundering. Like, yeah, we could talk about that another time. But Matt Ryan having that blunder, them not running the ball. You know who's the offensive coordinator? So I'm gonna just leave that right where it's at. I'm next, of course. I got the Eagles and the Patriots. Round 2, Super Bowl 52. I'm putting this in the elite category. I'll actually put this. I could argue it being ahead of the Giants one, but I put it at second because I think from a scoring out point, man, well, these teams putting up numbers. And it wasn't even – they were just moving the ball methodically, and they were scheming some real good plays. Both defenses was not having their best day. But for Brady to put up the amount of numbers he did in the loss, if you just told anyone Brady's in the Super Bowl, okay, cool. He's going to throw 500 yards and lose. They'll look at you like you're crazy. Especially you come up here in New England and tell them that. For us that live in New England, we know how these fans can get, especially for Brady. As a Patriot, putting up 500 yards in the Super Bowl and they lose, man, they're calling for Robert Kraft, they're calling for Steve and Bill Belichick's head. I'm telling you that right now. So, with all that being said, and the way Philly was able to get their first Super Bowl, with Carson Wentz getting hurt, Foles stepping in, the whole storyline behind it. It was beautiful to see. And it sucks because this was Carson Wentz's best season. And if he doesn't get hurt, he would have been the clear-cut MVP. So I'll put this at 2. Mike, you have the Super Bowl 53. That's crazy. The Pats really went to 3 straight Super Bowls. Now that we look back at it, like that's crazy. You got Super Bowl 53. Rams.
You gotta like defensive games for this one. So I'm gonna put it in the good category. I thought it was phenomenal, but I know a lot of people probably don't like because low score and nothing happened. But I thought it was good for sure. And as I said, I didn't put it in elite personally, but I'm going to put it in good just for a fan perspective of it.
What you think, Ty? I love a good defensive game, but this shit was boring as hell.
Ty thinks it's trash, bro. You know that. Come on, look at the other team.
This game,
Hey, bro. Honestly, I wouldn't say it's good. It was still a close game, but like, come on.
It was boring. Like,
I wouldn't say it was boring.
Okay,
like,
it was mid.
It was mid, in my opinion.
I mean, like defensive matchups.
It was boring to watch from an offensive standpoint, but for us that play, either watch it from a football standpoint and actually play the sport. Oh no, this was a fun game, especially me because me and Ty, we played football together. It was defense for us. I'm in the middle with Berto, Ty the DB. So for me, as someone that was playing with them defensively, I'd love this game. Hell yeah, we holding out under 10 points. Yeah, we'd have fun. But yeah, I'll probably put it in the mid category if I'm being honest. I'm up. Oh, is this the first Super Bowl with the
that's
Niners?
the one in Miami.
Yeah, that's the first one.
Oh, this was a good one.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
This
is a good one. Garoppolo overthrowing. Man. Yo, if Mahomes really beats the Eagles, that's crazy how he got 4
rings.
Super Bowls against the same 2 teams.
Exactly.
Who's ready for a 4-peat? I'm just saying. Nah.
You know I'm not going for that.
It'll be dope right now for next year.
It'll be dope, but you know who I'm going with. Trues. I'm not getting off that bandwagon. Lamar getting the Super Bowl. And Cincinnati should be better, I hope. Mike, you have the Super Bowl 55.
Oh, I thought
54.
Ty was next.
Ty just went, didn't he?
Oh, he did.
With the Ram.
No,
wait.
with the Niners Chiefs. I said it was good. I was next.
I said my bad. I have this one. Super Bowl 55. Buccaneers and
Chiefs.
The only Super Bowl he lost.
That's Tom Brady's last Super Bowl.
It's a blowout.
It's not boring.
It was mid because it's a blowout, bro.
I'll put it mid because I remember the context behind it. It's not even the blow. The blowout doesn't really bother me or move me too much. It's really because of the fact this game was a blowout because he literally had second and third string offensive linemen playing that game.
That's true.
And it's like the man was over here doing mythical things. Like he was elevating off the floor, throwing 50-yard bombs. And people on the money, and people was dropping the pass. Like Mahomes did everything he could to win the game. And that O-line couldn't block. That is the game I always revert back to tell people, I don't care how good a damn quarterback is. If they don't have time in the pocket, you're going to look like Mahomes did in the Super Bowl 55. And that's why I call it's kind of mid for me because it kind of ruined the moment. Like this is the potentially, and it was the last Brady-Mahomes matchup. And for most people that's going to argue Brady over Mahomes, this is going to be the only blemish on his record, really. Because they can bring up the AFC matchups, but this was for all the marbles, right? And this blemish hurts because from something that's objective, the man had no O-line. He literally couldn't have time in the pocket. And against that Tampa defense, where they were loaded on that defense. And Levante David, Shaquille Barrett, freaking Vea was on that team. I was about to say Thomas. What's his name from LSU? The linebacker that was there. Why am I forgetting his name? My boy, Country Fed. I can't remember his name. Derek White. No, it's not Derek White. Is it?
I was gonna say he plays for the Celtics.
Nah, his name is Derek though. I'll find it up. I'll look it up in a moment. But yeah, all in all, I'll put it in the mid category for those reasons. Mike, you're up. You have this. Ooh. Be nice now.
Oh, no, I think this was an elite. I think this is the best Super Bowl halftime show of my lifetime on top of it, too. So I'll put it in elite.
Where would you put it? Super Bowl 56?
So the thing is, as I said before the show, 51's the only one of these that I didn't watch live. So that's up to you guys, where if you think it should go ahead of or behind it, I'll leave that up to you. But I do, I don't think it's better than 52 or 42.
Okay. And Ty, you could be objective.
Nah, if you want to put it behind 51, that's fine. I'm good.
Yeah, it's up to you guys.
Ty, you're up next. I got to look this linebacker's name up. I know.
This one's hard because this was elite. Then that last second call, that holding call, just ruined it.
My bad. I know it wasn't bugging. It's not Derek White. It's Devin White. That was his name. Couldn't think. He was flying around that field with Levante David. But my bad. So you put this where? One more time, Ty.
I'm gonna say good.
Good. Is this behind or ahead of the Rams and Pats?
It's ahead. It's ahead of those two Super Bowls, in my opinion.
I can agree. Oh, look how God does this to me. Bring me back more PTSD and trauma.
This is elite.
Yeah, this is probably one of my favorite Super Bowls.
I think this is better than the Giants Super Bowl. But the reason why this brings up so much trauma for me, because you guys don't know how bad I wanted Larry Fitzgerald to get the Super Bowl. I was devastated. To this day, I'm like, it's not a catch by Santonio Holmes. I don't give a damn. And then James Harrison want to go 99 yards on a damn PICK6. Man, this game was like, it was a perfect Super Bowl. I just wish the other team won because I knew the Steelers were already established. They had their rings. I'm happy for Mike Tomlin, obviously, to get a ring. But I really, really wanted Larry to get a ring, man. Because you see, Arizona ain't been good since, really, if you're being honest. So I'll put this elite at the top of the elite. Man, the Madden intro for that game with this was fire. Like, what? Palomalu on the cover? All right, Mike, you have Super Bowl.
Saints and Colts, right?
Yep. Is that 44?
Yeah,
44.
I believe so. Yeah.
44.
Um,
This was a great Super Bowl.
yeah, I'm gonna still put it in the good tier though, just top of the good. Actually, I'll even put it on. Yeah, no, I'll put it at the top of the good. I agree with you.
Okay, man. Tracy Porter. Who that, man? Breeze got his ring, man. This was a great Super Bowl. Beat the Colts. I was happy for them. I got some revenge for that game because the Colts beat one of the teams I wanted to win the Super Bowl, which is coming up on the list soon. But yeah, actually, no, I don't see it up here. I thought I included it on the list. It's not there.
You can verbally put it up anyway.
No, I'm gonna put that up in a moment. But go ahead, Ty. You have Super Bowl 45. This was one of my favorites too.
Yeah, this is a good Super Bowl.
I was one of the only few at the time having the Packers win. When that boy Little Wayne dropped green and yellow, I was happy.
Yes.
I can't say the words because it's not appropriate. But yeah, Wayne was talking his talk on that track. What would you put this, Ty, in the good category?
I think it's better than the Colts and Saints.
Perfect. Real quick, I'm just gonna stop sharing my screen. I'm just gonna add the image back up there real quick because I definitely did add it and it's not there now. This will take a few seconds. But if you made it this far in the video, man, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Which one is your favorite Super Bowl ever that you watched in your lifetime? This was Super Bowl 41, I believe it was, that I'm missing with the Colts and Bears. Yep. Let me just do this. Boom. Okay. Let's go back. Open. Okay, there it is. All right. Go back to sharing screen. And we are good to go. All right. So it's on me. I have the second round, Giants and Pats. I'm going to go. This was good too. I don't think we ever had a boring Super Bowl. So at least out of this bunch. But I would say, yeah, I'll put it right here. I think it was more entertaining than the Rams, Pats. Mike, I think it's on you. Super Bowl 47.
Ravens 49ers, right?
Yep. The Harbaugh Super Bowl.
Last time the Super Bowl was in New Orleans, I believe, too, when the power went out. But
I wanted the Niners to win this one too.
Yeah, I'm gonna for this one, I'll go good and put it in between Packers, Steelers, and Colts, Saints.
Packers, Steelers, okay, and of
Colts,
course,
Saints right in the middle. Yeah.
And of course, man, I gotta share my praise and rest in peace to one of the best, man. Jacoby Jones was in the Super Bowl, passed away, and so that was my guy. That Super Bowl run he had with Joe Flacco was very enjoyable to watch. So shout out to the Ravens and the Jacoby Jones family. Next we have Ty with. Oh, this was a blowout. Super Bowl 48. Seahawks and Broncos.
This out
to asses.
This was boring.
Yeah, I agree.
It had good moments, but it was just boring.
Let's see who knows ball. Who can name the Super Bowl MVP? He's not even
Malcolm Smith, right?
Okay, all right. Ty know ball.
Yeah, because he had the one good play. I watched that whole Super Bowl. I'm like, damn, this is boring.
Yeah, man. That's a Super Bowl MVP name you're going to forget because people ain't going to remember him. It's like people don't talk about Deion Branch. All right, Deion Branch was nasty in that Super Bowl 30. I think it was 39. But anyway, Mike, I think it's on you.
No,
This is not
I think you're next.
Oh, yes, this is perfect. My last pick, obviously, to our Super Bowl 49. I'm putting this in the elite. I'm not gonna lie, this is top 3 out of the list. The way the Super Bowl ended, where do I want to put this? I'll put this right here. I'll put that second. Yeah, I'll put that second. Man, that game was nasty. Why am I forgetting his name? He still plays now for the Seahawks. The Tyler Lockett that made that catch, right? On the right side.
The helmet catch?
The one that it got tipped up in the air, he landed in the bread basket.
I don't remember.
I think it was Tyler Lockett. Man, that. Or was it Golden Tate? It was, I don't know, but I remember the play. But man, that game. Brady's reactions on the sidelines, Sherman's like that game had all the feels of an elite Super Bowl. So I definitely got to put that 2. It definitely could be number 1, but I think 2 is good. Now, Mike, you got Super Bowl 50.
This was a blowout too, if I remember correctly, right?
I believe so. Von Miller, the 1 and 2 picks in their respective drafts, going at it with Von Miller and Cam Newton.
Put it in boring. I'm not going to put it in trash because I was happy that Peyton won with the Broncos, but we're going to go with boring for sure.
Oh man, I wanted Cam to win that Super Bowl, man. 15-1, Mr. Superman himself. I would have loved to see this, but it didn't happen. Ty, you got the last one on the list. Super Bowl 41, Bears and Colts. A little preview for those who don't know. I was actually in Miami at this time when they played the Super Bowl weekend. My aunt took me, some family members down to South Beach. Super Bowl weekend, got to go on the field, do all the kid events and stuff like that. I dropped the pass in the end zone to get the free phone. I was so mad as hell. I was like third grade. Literally was in my fingertips, and I couldn't keep it in. I dropped it. Ended up getting one of them blow-up chairs with all the football teams on it. Got to meet Brian Urlacher, actually. Got to meet him on the field and stuff. It was a dope event. It was raining during that weekend, too, which rained at the game. So it was a beautiful time. That was one of my favorite moments as a child. And the only time I remember doing anything fun, really, as a kid in Miami. So I can never forget that Super Bowl. And the wrong team won. Sorry. I needed the Bears to win that. But Ty, nonetheless, what would you rank the Super Bowl?
Yeah, touching story. Don't want to ruin on your parade, but this Super Bowl sucked, bro.
You think
Rex Grossman?
It's trash.
The best thing is Devin Hester, but
first play, Ty.
Dude,
put some respect on his name.
Yeah. After that, what happened?
We're not going.
It was raining.
Not a damn thing.
I'm just gonna put my camera off. We're not gonna talk about that.
The only thing I remember from that Super Bowl is Peyton Manning holding up the trophy in the rain. Other than that, I don't remember a damn thing from it. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I don't remember the Super Bowl outside of the first play. Like, there's a reason why he was the only person to this day, if I'm not mistaken, because I don't think Tyreek Hill got it, that had 100 rating on speed. And then y'all disrespect that man, talk about he was in the first ballot Hall of Famer. Get out of here with that BS. But that's gonna be it for the tier list right here, man. We got one Super Bowl in the trash with the Bears and the Colts. We got one in the mid with the Buccaneers, Chiefs. We got 2 boring ones with the. How fitting! Both Broncos Super Bowls were boring.
yeah, true.
With the Broncos, Seahawks, Broncos, Panthers, we have 7 good Super Bowls with the Rams, Pats, Giants, Niners, Chiefs, Eagles, Colts, Saints, Ravens, and the Niners. We have Steelers and the Packers. And in our top 5 elite Super Bowls, at 5, we got the 28-3 comeback with the Falcons and the Patriots. At 4, we have 6. At 5, we have the Rams and the Bengals. At 4, we have the Eagles and the Patriots at Super Bowl 52 in the overtime win. You have the Giants and Pats round 1. I think this was the 07 season when the Giants stopped this perfect season for the Pats. Then you have Super Bowl 49 with, of course, the Malcolm Butler pick against Seattle. And then you have the best Super Bowl in this timeline, Super Bowl 43, Steelers, Cardinals, San Antonio Holmes, toe tag, drag, give that man his bag, which they did in the Super Bowl. So this is our tier list. If you made it this far in the video, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Which one is your favorite Super Bowl on this list? Which one's your favorite Super Bowl also in your lifetime? And that's going to be it. So we're going to stop the screen share right there. And then without further ado, Mike, we're going to get to the best moment of the day, which I just remembered. We don't have the updated point spread on.
Yeah, that's because everyone clinched other than me and Peso. So I'll say it verbally.
But I guess without further ado, man, we're going to get right into our final, unfortunately, our very final pick'em spread of this NFL season. So, man, without further ado, let's get right into it.
Yeah, I didn't put the standings in the chat, but Musa's got first place locked up. That ain't changed no matter the outcome. Clip's got second place.
I got the belt.
Yeah, you got the belt. It doesn't matter what happens. You got a 6-point lead, so official after this game. But I was just saying you clinched regardless. But we'll put the official end of the season tiers after the.
I'll be honest. If I would have lost, I wouldn't have cared anyway.
I was going to say, next year I'm going to try it a different way. We're going to try a few different ways going forward to see which way works the best, because straight ups be too easy sometimes. We might have to go all spreads next year. But
hey, man, why you trying to ruin on the parade? You already won the NFL season. We're going to make sure that don't happen again. Losing record, winning the
the fantasy. I didn't even know. Yeah, I'm just saying spreads now. I'm telling you, if it was spreads this year, I don't think I would have finished any better. I'm just saying we've got to try a few different ways to see what works the best. But,
fair enough.
No, in third place, I'm up by 2 points on pace. So I have 450. He has 448. But in the case of a tie, I'm giving him the tiebreaker, seeing he missed a week. I'm not going to take. I'll give him third place, and I'll take fourth, and then Ty has clinched fifth place. So Super Bowl
number 1 pick.
So yeah, for the Super Bowl this weekend, we got Kansas City -1.5, Philly +1.5. Peso has the Eagles straight up. I got Kansas City -1.5. I don't know how you can pick against KC at this point. Look at what we see in the past few years. Last year, they were not nearly as good as they were this year, and I think they're gonna win. I think it'll be a 1-score game. But Philly, I just think they were on my top 3 team list of overrated this year. Number 1 overrated team, we got the Ravens. Number 2, the Bengals, and number 3, the Eagles. The Eagles had an easy path here. They played a depleted Packers team. They played the Rams in the snow, and then they played the Commanders in their 4th road game of the road. And as I said earlier, we don't know if Jaden Daniels could play in the cold. So I got the Chiefs. I can't pick against the Chiefs after what I saw last year.
I'm going for the 3-peat. So straight up.
I'm on the sprint straight up.
I got 3-peat. Now, if they lose, I'm not going to be mad at it, because I said it from after the AFC Championship game. This is going to be their toughest matchup, I think, out of the three straight Super Bowl run, because this Philly team can run the ball. I'm not saying the team that they beat previous couldn't run the ball, but they didn't have a Saquon in the backfield with Jalen Hurts. And given that this might be one of the worst of the 3 teams for the Chiefs, considering the run defense, I think could cause some problems for them. And then with the back end, I keep saying it. Hopefully I'm wrong. I'm not re-signing Ladarius Sneed might come back to haunt them, because I think outside of McDuffie, they can get got on the back end. So I think with all that being said, and I think with some extra motivation with some of those guys who was there during that second Super Bowl appearance, the first Super Bowl appearance against the Chiefs, I think the Eagles have a very good chance of beating them. I won't be mad if they lose, if they end up beating the Chiefs. But because I want to see history, I'm going Chiefs.
I got Chiefs -1.5. No brainer.
Andy Reid 2 weeks prep. Steve Spagnuolo 2 weeks prep. Defense got some rest, man. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard out, man. But that's going to conclude today's show, man. If you made it this far, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let us know who you think is going to win the Super Bowl. We appreciate you guys for always showing up and showing out for us. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that noti bell. We're 4 subs away from 200. Help us get to 200 subs. We'll see you guys on Saturday for the NBA show. And we'll see you guys also for the wrestling show this weekend as well. Date and time will be to be determined. Hope everyone has a great restful night. We'll see you guys on the flip side, man. Peace.
Peace.
Great.